He is doing very well. He's living in the dormitories with the other children that are his age. In China, Dre is considered 9 years old, so he's in the room with the other kids who are the same age. The sleeping arrangements are somewhat odd. They have a rack that they basically sleep on, multiple of them spread out on this rack. They stay warm because of body heat, and we also kind of spoiled our son by sending over a thermal gear just because we didn't want him to freeze. He's an Arizona kid, and anything below 80 degrees, he's cold.
He got sick really bad, like whenever we very first got here, and I was in panic mode. But we decided to give it a day or two to see if it settled down, and sure enough, his stomach got better. They usually say that the doctors at Tago are better than ones you can find in Dongfeng, but rely a great deal on traditional Chinese medicine, of which I am not a huge fan or believer in. And because of that, they find me incredibly annoying because they will tell me a regimen that they would like me to take, usually consisting of drinking lots of hot water to start with.
Anything that's serious, they say, oh, drink hot water, it'll be fine.
Drink hot water, and usually they give you some herbs or something along that lines. If you were to ask him, what's the biggest thing he misses from America, or anything at all that he misses from America, it'd probably be his mom. It's been very, very difficult being away from his mom for so long.
He writes me letters, and my husband photographs them and then sends them to me, and then I'm able to write letters back to him. We talk on Google Chat, so I get to see him. Obviously, I don't get to hug him, but it's nice to be able to see him and know how he's doing and see his smile, and I always try to keep his smile. I'm gonna cry.
One of the big things we like is spaghetti, so we'll get some spaghetti sauce and noodles sent to us. And that actually makes life much, much more bearable. He likes stew specifically. That's one of his favorites, but we haven't had any of that in a while. And he's
Shepherd's pie, Dad. When are we gonna get...
We've never had the stuff to make that here. Because we have so limited resources, he doesn't eat that much. And then on top of that, he's a little more acclimated to the Chinese food than I am, so he actually doesn't mind it quite as much. Hot water on a consistent basis is something that they don't have a lot of here. Electricity is kind of iffy. Even internet connection, which is something my work depends on, has been somewhat spotty. Being able to sit down and carry on conversations with people, a lot of times there's not any Westerners or even English-speaking Chinese people around.
It's difficult, just being away from Andre, yes, but then also being away from my husband. We're a very close family. We actually celebrated our 20th wedding anniversary over Google Chat. It's one of those things where that's not ideal. It's not what I had planned for my 20th.
We've been married for 20 years, and we've never been away from each other this long. I worry about growing apart from her, especially if we'd like for her to come and join us next year. But another year apart is a long time.
It's only a short time frame in the overall scheme of 20 years, and we've got many more years to come.
What do I put that I've been doing all this time? I went to a Kung Fu school and lived in China, where my son studied Kung Fu. It is almost as bad as just disappearing off the planet Earth altogether.